so when we're ready. Good morning. I'm Lieutenant Daniel Escara from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Homicide Bureau. We are here today to speak about the murder of Hector Asensio Sr. With me today are members of Hector's family, the two homicide investigators investigating Hector's murder, Detectives Esteban Solis and Mike Rivas. Also present is LA County Supervisor Janice Hahn, Chief Darren Arakawa of the Southgate Police Department, and the Mayor of the City of Southgate, Gil Hurtado. On the late evening of September 16, 2023, Hector and his wife had just returned to his son's home on the 2500 block of Glenwood Place in the City of Southgate. Hector and his wife were babysitting their two grandchildren. Shortly after returning to the home, Hector heard a knock at the front door of the residence. Hector answered the door and was met by a male who fired one gunshot, striking Hector and causing him to collapse to the floor. Hector's 9-year-old granddaughter witnessed the incident. Hector died at the scene. Homicide investigators are asking for the public's help in identifying and locating the individual responsible for Hector's murder. The City of Southgate has authorized a $10,000 reward in addition to a $20,000 reward authorized by the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, totaling $30,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the individual responsible for Hector's murder. Please contact the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Homicide Bureau at 323-890-5500, the Southgate Police Department at 323-563-5491, or Crime Stoppers with any information regarding this case at 800-222-8477. Thank you. Next to speak is Southgate Police Chief Darren Arakawa.
Good morning. My name is Darren Arakawa. I am the police chief for the Southgate Police Department. First and foremost, I want to extend my appreciation to the members of the media for taking an interest in this case. And I want to thank the Asensio family, who understandably are here with us today under extremely difficult circumstances. Today's press conference is important to the family members of Mr. Hector Asensio Sr., who was the victim of a senseless, cold-blooded murder back in September of 2023. It was just 2 weeks prior to his 58th birthday. And it's important to us in law enforcement to ensure that we not only strive to keep our community safe, but to bring individuals to justice for the violence that they perpetrate in Los Angeles County. The tireless work of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Homicide Bureau, who are the absolute best in this business, along with our Southgate police detectives, have followed up on leads in this case. Now it's time for us to ask the members of our community to step forward and help provide information that will be instrumental in our investigation. We feel confident that someone has information, and we are hopeful that the reward money leading to the arrest and conviction of the suspects or suspects involved can help generate movement in this investigation. We owe this to the Asensio family, who had the strength to join us today. Their lives were forever changed last September 16th, and it's our responsibility to ensure that we help bring closure to this investigation and for the family. I do want to acknowledge and thank Supervisor Janice Hahn and Southgate Mayor Gil Hurtado, who helped bring forward the money that will help in this investigation. And thank you to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Homicide Bureau for being the professionals that they are in handling these very extremely complex and difficult investigations. I now want to hand it over to Supervisor Hahn.
Thank you, Chief. Good morning. I'm Los Angeles County Supervisor Janice Hahn, and really appreciate the family being here with us this morning. It's obvious it's still very hard. It's still very raw. You can see the tears. His wife, his sons, his sisters are here, and I appreciate it because I think it's important for the public to know that there is a family here. There is a family, there's a wife, there's siblings, there's sons, there's a little grandson here that forever will feel a loss, a deep, tragic loss about what happened. And I also want to thank Detectives Esteban Solis and Mike Rivas and Lieutenant Daniel Vizcarra from our LA County Sheriff's Department. And of course to Chief Darren Arakawa and the entire Southgate Police Department for your work on this case. This case highlights the critical cooperation that often goes on behind the scenes between law enforcement partners across our county to keep our communities safe and to bring criminals who harm our communities to justice. We're here today because we need to deliver that justice for the Asensio family. Most people will never know the pain and the shock that they are feeling. In what should have been his safest space, his own home, Hector Asensio was savagely and senselessly murdered. He had his young granddaughter by his side. When he heard a knock on the door, she watched as he opened the door, and within seconds, he was shot and killed. And we know no amount of money will undo this family's trauma, that little girl's trauma, nor will it bring Hector back for his wife, Luz Maria, sons Hector Jr. and Andy, and his grandchildren. But I hope that bringing his killer to justice will provide some closure for them and for this community and get these dangerous criminals off our streets. This crime cannot and will not go unanswered. The City of Southgate, thank you so much, put up $10,000 reward. And a few weeks ago, I encouraged and got the support of my colleagues on the Board of Supervisors to offer an additional $20,000 reward for any information that leads to the arrest of those responsible. So that's $30,000 that we are putting up today, and we hope that that somehow will bring someone forward. And we're asking the public, if you know anything, if you have any information, please call our Sheriff's Department or make an anonymous call to Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS, T-I-P-S. That's 800-222-TIPS. And now it is my pleasure to introduce my longtime friend and the great mayor of the City of Southgate, Gil Hurtado.
Thank you, Janice. Also, thank you to the members of the press for being out here to get the word out. I briefly spoken with the family, and what happened last year was painful then, and I can assure you it's painful now. And, you know, I want you to imagine what holidays are going to be like for them and birthdays. It's going to be very painful. It's never going to go away. As elected officials, our number one priority has always been, is, and will always be the safety of those that live in our city, work in our city, or visiting our community. And I'm very grateful to have a police department that's very dedicated and making our community safe. Thank you, Southgate PD. Thank you, Chief. Thank you to the Sheriff Department. Thank you to the county supervisors for helping put this thing together. And we're hoping that someone out there knows something, saw something, and can bring it forward so we can put closure on this. Again, the pain will never go away, but we need your help. With that, I wanted to keep it brief because there's more important information to be given. So, Giselle, thank you.
My name is Giselle Garcia Lopez. I will be translating the sheriff's information speech in Spanish. Muy buenos días, mi nombre es Giselle García López, soy la asociada de información pública de la Oficina de Información del Alguacil del Condado de Los Ángeles y estaré traduciendo el discurso del teniente Daniel Vizcarra. Estamos aquí hoy para hablar sobre el asesinato del señor Héctor Asensio. Nos acompañan los miembros de la familia de Héctor y los detectives Esteban Solís, Mike Rivas, que están investigando el caso de homicidio de Héctor. También están presentes la supervisora del Condado de Los Ángeles, del Cuarto Distrito, Janice Hahn, el jefe de la estación de policía de Southgate, Darren Awakawa, el alcalde de la ciudad de Southgate, Gil Hurtado. En la tarde del 16 de septiembre de 2023, Héctor y su esposa regresaron a la casa de su hijo en la cuadra de 2500 de la calle Glenwood Place, en la ciudad de Southgate. Héctor y su esposa estaban cuidando a sus 2 nietos. Poco después de regresar a la casa, Héctor escuchó un llamado a la puerta principal de la residencia. Héctor abrió la puerta y fue encontrado por un hombre que disparó un disparo hiriendo a Héctor y provocando su caída al suelo. La nieta de 9 años presenció el incidente. Héctor murió en el escenario. Los investigadores de homicidio piden la ayuda del público para identificar y localizar al responsable o responsables del asesinato de Héctor. La ciudad de Southgate ha autorizado una recompensa de $10,000, además de una recompensa de $20,000, autorizada por la supervisora del Condado de Los Ángeles, por un total de $30,000. Por la información o para la información que conduce al arrestamiento y condena del responsable o responsables del asesinato de Héctor. Por favor, comuníquense con el Departamento de Alguacil del Condado de Los Ángeles, la Oficina de Homicidios, el Departamento de Policía de Southgate o Crime Stoppers con cualquier información sobre el caso al número de 323-890-5500 o a 1-800-222-8477. Gracias. Ahorita tendremos unas cuantas preguntas de los detectives.
Are there any questions for Homicide Bureau? Other than male, sir? No.
What about, we had heard about suspect vehicle. Actually, leaving the scene, what can you tell us about that?
Potentially, there was a silver-colored sedan seen fleeing the location. It has not been confirmed if it was involved or not. That is all we have on that.
We don't know.
Correct.
And so is it believed that it was just one male that came to them and shot the citizens?
Through investigation, that is all we have at this time.
Just male, that's
Yes.
As far as several years, sir, in your investigation, have you been able to figure out whether
That is unknown.
has he been seen prior to?
Unknown at this time, sir. We can speak about that afterwards, but at this moment, we won't be speaking about that.
Sir, do you have an idea if someone else saw something aside from the little girl? Somebody else saw something?
So no, sir, that's why we're here. We're asking for help. There's no other information we have at this time. Okay. At this point, no. They wish not to speak. Okay. If there are.
Do you have any particular idea about the revenge and gang-related incident?
No, sir. There's no information to warrant that. Correct. That's why we're here asking for the public's help up to this point in the investigation. Yes, sir.
Have you guys come up with a sketch of the suspect? Troy Cosman, and you're always able to see the suspect? You guys have a sketch or something?
At this point in the investigation, no sketch has been composed.
So did his granddaughter actually see the person at the door, or did she just see her grandfather get shot?
She was present when the shooting occurred. Yeah.
How close was she to her?
We won't be disclosing those details, ma'am.
How challenging is this event, how challenging is it?
For the investigators, it is extremely challenging. That's why they're asking for the public's help. And hope. Sir, all the cases are extremely difficult when it comes to homicides, but it is very hard for the investigators to not go forward without information. That's why we're asking for the public's help.
I mean, this warrant's been out for weeks, right?
Yes.
Warrant's been available. Have you gotten any sort of tips now?
Not viable leads up to this point. So, if there's anything more, we'll conclude this conference.
Is there any chance one of the family members can talk to us in Spanish?
I'm sorry.
Is there a chance one of the family members can give us a speech in Spanish? One family member can help us out? We will share it.
No, correct. No, they've opted not to speak.
Do you have any particular promise about justice for the family?
Promise?
Promise to the family to bring the suspect or the criminals to justice?
That's what we're trying to do, sir. Yes.
Did the family have any sort of surveillance cameras on their home or ring cameras?
To the best of my knowledge, not on that residence. Okay. And if there's nothing forward, nothing else, we're going to conclude this press conference. Thank you.
Can I get your name and title as well?
Absolutely.
And one more question, and we'll be wrapping it up. That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Daniel, last name Vizcarra. Thank you. Sure.
¿Quieren hablar en español?